beauty of mind, body, and spirit. It's the WelchWear Beauty Corner Show.
What's an essential oil? And it's so funny. People in my family have looked like this, like, what are you talking about? What is it? And the key to producing these is, again, just this delicate process. This delicate process, and we're taking essential oils, the essential part of a plant, right? They're the aromatic liquids found within shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, even resins, and the seeds. Some people like to call essential oils nature's living energy because they contain unique constituents that provide a host of benefits. We're going to talk more about those benefits. Okay, so most essential oils are extracted from plant sources using steam distillation. They're highly concentrated, making them far more potent than dried botanicals. And I always like to use peppermint, for example, and I'm sure I have peppermint here. I'm an oil lady. I have oils everywhere, so peppermint, right? I can take this off. I have great stories about peppermint. Take peppermint out, and I've been in trainings before, lots of CE trainings and all this kind of thing, right? Around that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock part of the day where everyone's kind of tired and we're just trying to push through. And I open peppermint and it is amazing. You can see it like go around the room, like everyone begins to perk up. And it's just a smell of that. And it opens up the airways and it changes everything. They're aromatic, they're volatile, and it just takes a little goes a long way. So a drop of peppermint oil is like 26, 28 cups of peppermint tea. A little goes a long way. They're versatile with a wide variety of uses. Some people use essential oils to enliven the environment, right? To support different body systems like we talked about earlier, or just for great scents. So, and once people start this, people become oil blending people. I mean, they're roller balls, and you're going to combine different scents that you like, and you're going to have so many different benefits, from finding oils that you like and that work with your body best. So, a volatile substance derived from the plants. Okay, we talked about this. And just versatile. So that's what we want you to think. When I first started using essential oils, I would call my friend Debbie. That's who shared with me. And I would say, hey, this is kind of what I'm wondering, if this is the system that I'm, dealing with today, what should I use? And I kid you not, she would always say, well, what do you have? And then I'd go down my list of oils and she'd say, well, that sounds good. And I had to really get to learn to trust and to do the research, right? Because they're so versatile that you could use, so many different oils to work on so many different systems of your body. And that is a great, great thing. All right, so the history of oils. Nothing new under the sun, right? They've been used throughout history, many cultures. The Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, Europeans, Chinese have used them for centuries, for health, for beauty, for fragrance. So many references, historical references to essential oils, and definitely biblical references to essential oils. I just like to think of it as a lost art. Here in the last year and during the pandemic, and even just a little bit before, a lot of different oil companies started to rise up. After Young Living had been the leader for, such a long time. And really, it wasn't new. It just kind of was a lost art. And so Young Living has gone through so much to make sure that they stay the top of the line and the best company for therapeutic grade oils. But it's not new. Biblical references, right? First mentioned in the Bible in Genesis chapter 37, when the slave traders that took Joseph, they carried spices and balm and myrrh. Of course, Jesus was given frankincense, myrrh, and gold. And oils are mentioned over 1,100 times directly or indirectly in scripture. So nothing new under the sun. There are different grades of oils. And so I think this is a very important part of this webinar. We want to make sure that we're understanding what we're using. So grade A is therapeutic. That's Young Living, made from organically grown plants and distilled at low temperatures. Grade B is going to be food grade. May have some synthetics, pesticides, fertilizers, chemical extenders, or carrier oils. Grade C is perfume. Oftentimes they may have some chemicals or other solvents so that they can get a higher yield. They also may be diluted 80 to 95% with alcohol. And so sometimes we talk about this, products that are in stores, they may say 100% of this. But in order to say 100% of that particular constituent, they only have to have 5% of that. And so that's how they call it 100%. So you have to really read the labels and know that there are no other extra solvents or chemicals that could be in there that could harm your body. And then grade D is floral water, aromatic only, and usually a byproduct of grade A distillation. So in that picture before where I was at the distillery, you could see where the floral water had separated from the oil. And what you really want is the oil with all of the antioxidant benefits, with all of the oxygenating benefits for your body, for your health, for your wellness. And why do we want to use oils? We need them in our homes as a part of just simple toxin-free lifestyle. And it's time to get rid of chemicals in our house. Like my example of, my family and my son, it was so important for me to find, the cleaning products. And I still like things to smell good in my home. So things I could put in the air that were toxin-free, that were not going to cause cause harm, more problems to the people in this home, and bring benefit to their life. And so it's a goal to have oils in every house, in the world, because it helps. And what we need to kind of pay attention to is that toxic exposure is real, in our lives, whether we're in our cars, we're out in the world, stress, all these things that create toxins in our bodies. We're exposed to more toxicity in one day than our grandparents were, in an entire lifetime. And my grandma is 90 years old and kicking, and she's got beautiful skin. Our times are different, and we have to do different things to help our bodies and help our minds and help us overall. And this is really what I did. I literally started swapping out every single chemical and cleaning product in my home. And I love Thieves. I'm going to show you, let's see, some Thieves products here. Let's see what I do have Thieves. I even have the mouthwash with me here today. So it's good to show. I have to remember which camera I'm looking at here. So you're going to have different lines that are the Young Living brand, and Thieves is like a top line. So if you want, a toxin-free line for your body, for your home, so on the screen, you're going to see the household cleaning product, and you're also going to see laundry detergent. I mean, you name it. If you're cleaning or you're using, Thieves in your home, you're going to have, it's going to smell great, but you're going to have a clean, toxin-free home. And that's what we want for our families. This is just a study, and I'll just mention a couple of these. 180 chemicals, that they did this research study, and there were 287 chemicals present in umbilical cords, 180 known to cause cancer. So we have to remember what we're putting in our body, what we're putting on our body, it does go into our bloodstream. And so we want to pay attention to the products, the things that we're using. We want to use clean therapeutic products. So this is an example of a label. We want you to read labels. We want to educate. I've been watching Ms. Gale's social media. And I mean, there is so much education about Young Living going on right now on her pages. And that is awesome because we want people to be informed. We want you to know what you're getting, why you're using it, how important it is that you use these in your wellness, as wellness tools for your body. And so you can see this is a cypress oil, and the ingredient is 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oil, and it's just cypress. It's just cypress. And so this is just a sample of a label. You know, this is a food label. And in the same way that you're looking at your oil label or your other product labels, you want to look at your food labels. We want people to be informed about the decisions they are making for their life. It is important. So we're going to stop and take just a few deep breaths here. And then we're going to keep moving into how we're going to use these oils, how we literally physically use them in our everyday life. So I just invite you to take a couple deep breaths. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to tell you what I am using. So I've already used Abundance, and it's a blend. And I just take that and I put that in the drop of my, a couple drops in my palm. And I'm going to take that and I'm just going to anoint or kind of put that on the top of my head. I'm going to put that on the inner wrist here. And then I'm just going to cup my hands. And I'm going to breathe out. And all the benefits from just taking that in. Sometimes we just got to take a break. We've got a lot of information that we're covering. So breathing is important. What happens when we breathe? We are oxygenating our cells. We are bringing living and life to our cells. And that is what oils do. They are living, they're energy, they come from all living things. And when you use them, they are able to go in and bring oxygen to the body and to the cells. And this is just me in the farm, and I'm taking it in. I'm going to move over this one. We're going to just talk just quickly about how this works in our bodies, because I found this fascinating. So a part of my Young Living journey is also that I took a chemistry of oils class. Trust me, I do not like chemistry. It was not my favorite subject, but I really needed to figure out how this works. And what I found out was I'm wired for this. I mean, I like to think life started in a garden, plants and trees, and that's healthy for our bodies. The limbic system, which is the system that's for memory and emotions, right? It's wired differently. So 4 of our senses are linked to our intellectual brain, while 1 of our senses is wired to our emotional brain. So if you just think about walking in your grandmother's house or, one of your favorite stores, you have, these smells and then you have these memories. Or let's say you're not at your grandmother's house and you're somewhere, but you smell this, the memory that comes to that. So that sense is connected to our emotional brain where we have these memories and we have these feelings. Oils help us in our emotional life as well. Definitely in our physical life, definitely in our emotional life. And so, as I said, I was working at a shelter, and let me tell you, using those in that shelter and working with people who had trauma and who had been through different things, I got to see firsthand how, just diffusing a different sense around them, right, changed and helped them. So how do they enter? Now, this is good. So some tests have shown oils reach the heart, liver, and thyroid in 3 seconds when inhaled. I've been in a class before where I was teaching and someone will take peppermint oil and they put it on the palm of their hand and they're about to take their deep breath in and they feel it, on the bottom of their feet, or they put it on the bottom of their feet and then they feel kind of a taste of peppermint on their tongue. We've had so many interesting stories of how the body is utilizing, what it needs in that unique way for that person. They were even found in the bloodstream in 26 seconds when they were applied topically. We're going to talk about the 3 different ways that we use oils. How long did they last? So in some studies, the expulsion of essential oils takes place in about 3 to 6 hours in a normal, healthy body. Now remember, they're oxygenating. So if there are other processes going on in the body, you know, that unique body is going to use those oils in the way that it needs to give the most benefit, right, to the system. So there are over 300 oils on Earth, but you only need 10 to 20 oils to build a good kit. So we're going to talk about some of these: lavender, peppermint, lemon, RC, pan away, stress away, digest. These are some of the like everyday oils that you could use for just about anything that you have going on in your daily life. This is the premium starter kit. When I share with people, this is what I normally share and encourage people to use, because again, it's going to have these everyday oils. It's also going to have some other samples that you can use to try other products out. It's going to have some shareables. That's what we're about. If you like it, you love it, you share it. And we're going to continue that so that we get more health benefits to more people in the world. Not just America, not just Barbados, but the world. It's global. We want to change lives globally. And so what you see here are some of those everyday oils. You're going to see some sample packets. You're also going to see a product called Ningxia Red. And you're going to see a diffuser. I've got a diffuser going behind me here. And today I'm diffusing peppermint and I'm diffusing lemon, two of my favorite oils. And for me, it's just taking a few minutes to take some deep breaths, get that clean air and oxygenating my brain so that I can be very present with you today. Okay, so we're going to have some single oils. Now, single oils mean it's just that particular ingredient. You see lemon on the screen, you see peppermint, you see copaiba, lavender, and frankincense. Now, let me talk about this, the lemon, the peppermint, and copaiba. What you're going to see is that they have white labels. Now, the white labels are a line of oils called the vitality oils. They're for dietary use. We're going to, again, talk about the 3 different ways to use the oils, but I want you to pay very close attention to this information. They're the same oils, but because Young Living is a leader, is the world leader in therapeutic grade essential oils, and is setting the bar high, they want to be as careful and educate people the best way they can. And so that people know to read labels and to know there are some oil companies that don't take the same precautions, that don't utilize organic, from seed to seal. So Young Living decided to create the Vitality line just so people would be safe and know the difference. And so lemon, peppermint, copaiba, there's a whole line of Vitality lines, oils that you can use that are dietary oils. Now, those are single oils. They're also blends. So that's going to be a combination of oils like a pan away or a stress away, thieves, purification, digest, RC. These are all different blends of oils and for different uses, for different parts. They support different parts or systems of your body, right? We've talked about these. It's amazing, and it comes in Vitality. In the Vitality line, it comes in the household line. There's so many different products there. Okay. So we can use oils topically, and that means on your skin. Remember, what you put on your skin goes into your bloodstream. So you want good products. Young Living is therapeutic grade, pure essential oil. And so when I use that topically, I'm going to do just like I did before. I'm going to take an oil, and let's use RC since that was on there. I'm going to take that oil, and we're just going to hold it up. It's going to readily come out to our hand. Remember, a little oil goes a long way. So I've got a couple of drops there. And again, I'm just going to take that oil, and I can take a deep breath. But if I'm going to apply that topically, I'm going to put that in places like my wrists. I can put that on my shoulders, right? I can put that on my forehead. I can use this topically. Now you're going to see these little baby feet right here. And why we have those on there is because we're going to talk a little bit about like special populations that we might use oils with. So the feet can take a little bit more. We want to utilize the feet sometimes. If people are newer to essential oils, we can do that. Okay, so yes, you don't need to be an aromatherapist to use oils, right? You just rub it topically on the skin, and we've talked about this. This is a little bit of history, though. English apply them topically. They rubbed them on the skin historically. French would ingest them, and Germans diffuse them or inhale them. And now with Young Living oils, because of the grade of oils they are, we can use them in all three ways, right? So we talked about topically. Now we're talking about aromatically. The diffuser is another way of doing that aromatically. So you see one type of diffuser here, actually two different types of diffusers. One of them is just completely oil. And so you're going to get a more concentrated stream of oil benefits coming. And then the other one is going to be with water, with like a mist. And so it just kind of dilutes it a little bit, but still you get all of the great benefits. And so I have both and a lot of these in my home, and I love them all. Just depends on, what I want it for, or how concentrated I want that fragrance or that smell or that benefit, right, in that particular room or in my home. Or in my car, because I also have, I have some USB diffusers that you can put in your car, which are pretty fantastic. So number one, we can use them topically. Number two, we can use them aromatically. And sometimes just cupping your hand together, taking a deep breath, breathing in and breathing out. I like to do this with my clients that I see. Sometimes we just have to slow our bodies down. And again, we have to oxygenate and we have to ground. One of the best grounding essential oils is frankincense. We get that our frankincense from the Middle East, and we have frankincense and sacred frankincense, and it's just a great grounding oil. People use it for spiritual use, and absolutely amazing. It's the one that stays in my purse every day. One of the ones. I have many. So topically, aromatically, and now internally. Now remember, I talked about that white label, the Vitality line for dietary use. So internally, what we want to make sure is that what you understand about this white label and about Vitality Young Living essential oils is that this is Young Living's promise. It's a white label so that you know that this is safe for your body. So some people might put a couple of drops of peppermint or grapefruit in a capsule here that's on the screen, and then use that for health benefits. Some people may take it and put it in their tea. Lavender lemonade, there's a great recipe for that. Some people will use it for baking. But Young Living essential oils, therapeutic grade, pure essential oil, you will know that that's the promise. The white label is for dietary use. It's the same oil, but if someone were to walk away and try another company, there's no promise that that's a pure therapeutic grade essential oil for internal use. That's the difference, and that's important to note. Okay, so we talked about those 3 ways to use the oils. How are we doing on time? All right, we're moving. Why do other companies sell oils so cheaply? To save money. So if you spray your crops with pesticides, you have more crops to distill. If you use chemical solvent to extract the oil, you pull more out. If you dilute it with the cheaper oil or a carrier oil, you stretch the oil. But it's not pure. It doesn't have the same therapeutic grade benefits for your body. And that's important. We have a lot of things going on in our lives today. We want to choose products that are helpful and beneficial to our life and to our body. A little goes a long way. Most oils are between $10 and $30. Essential oils are sold in the 5 milliliter and 15 milliliter bottles. So I'll take a minute off screen to show that. So that's a 5 milliliter. Let me see that. And this is a 15 milliliter. Now remember, a little goes a long way. Look at that. Each application is about 1 to 3 drops. You saw me do a couple different applications. You can get between 45 to 90 applications in a 5 milliliter bottle. and you can get between 83 to 250 applications in the 15 milliliter bottle. Again, it depends on your body. It depends on how you're using it. Depends on how strong you want that or you need that. And Thieves Cleaner is made of plants only, costs about $1.50 a bottle to make. So what you're going to find is when you get your bottle of Thieves household cleaner, you're going to have a concentrated product. And so you take glass bottles. I have many different glass bottles around my house in the different bathrooms or in the kitchen, in the laundry room. And I mix up, according to what that room needs. My bathrooms need a little bit more. So the ratio is going to be a little different, water to Thieves Cleaner. And I use that for my house. And I feel good about that because I don't have extra toxins or chemicals. And if my children were to pick up that bottle, when they were babies, especially, I wasn't concerned about them picking up that bottle and, being sick from maybe inhaling it or absolutely, accidentally, getting that on their skin or something, because it's plant-based, it's pure, and it's therapeutic grade. Are they safe? Yes, oils are safe. My children are oil babies, I like to call them. There are certain oils that are photosensitive, like a lemon, mostly citrus oils, lemon, grapefruit. So, when you're out in the sun, you'll see that on the label. They're just photosensitive. So when you use on your skin, you watch for maybe some type of reaction. And what we're going to show you in just a minute is how to dilute that with the carrier oil. With children, we dilute oils. Their skin's just a little bit more permeable, and so it's going to absorb the oil quickly. And we don't want to put oils by our eyes or near our eyes or in those very sensitive places. And so what I like to tell people, and I think this is on another slide coming up too, though, there's a difference between essential oils and fatty oils. And so the essential oils are they're living energy and they're readily absorbed into the body. And so if anybody who's new using essential oils, we want to make sure that you start slow. They're safe, but start slow and use Young Living, right? Okay, so this is the slide about carrier oils. The difference between essential oils and carrier oils. A carrier oil is going to be like a fatty oil, like an olive oil, a coconut oil. The molecules are going to be much larger than essential oils. So if you've ever taken like olive oil or coconut oil, right, and you put it on your skin, and you can actually see the oil sitting on the skin. And that's because the molecules are larger. It takes longer for those molecules, to be absorbed into your skin. Well, essential oils are readily absorbed. Right? The molecules are much smaller and they can get into the body much quicker. And so when you put an essential oil on your hand or on your skin, somewhere on your body, you're not going to see that sitting on your skin because it's going in and going to work. It's going to do the job that it's meant to do, right? But sometimes we do need carrier oils. Sometimes we're making a blend of something and we want it to last a little longer, or we're making a massage oil, right? So we might put a coconut oil or olive oil. Young Living actually has a product called V6, and it's a mixture of fatty oils, and it's a perfect product to have when you're sharing oils with someone new. Now, if you actually have somebody who has a little bit of a reaction, we call them hot oils, like a peppermint. If it's just a little bit more tingly, what that means is that oil is just absorbing faster than that skin really, is used to. And you can take that fatty oil and put that on there, that carrier oil, put that on there, and it will slow down the absorption rate. Remember, the molecules are bigger in that carrier oil, and so it will slow down the absorption rate. What they're feeling is just the body taking in the oil quickly. And so that's what I was talking about, a hot oil. Really, it's just the body is really absorbing the oil in a faster rate, like a peppermint or oregano, a cinnamon, clove, lemongrass, thyme, and thieves. And when I say adverse reactions, it's just what I said. It's like a discomfort or irritation. I've taught many classes, shared with many people, used oils on my children, on family members. And one person might be able to take peppermint and put it under their nose and just really inhale it, while another person might not want to do that. They might want to put a little bit of carrier oil, but still use that. So people are different, and you have to go slow, right? You take your time and kind of learn what's good for you, and learn that you do have a unique, individual body, and it takes you working with each oil, and being okay with learning what's best for your body. And where to apply. So we talked about this, be careful with the sensitive areas, right? Such as the eyes, the ears, genitals, mucous membranes. Be careful of sensitive areas, and just remember fatty oil, right? You can use your V6 oil, your coconut oil, your olive oil, avocado oil, those fatty oils that will slow down the absorption rate. How often can I use essential oils? As much as you choose. From the top of my day before I roll out of bed to getting back in my bed, I am oiling up. And so I have, my favorites that stay in my purse that I'm rubbing it on all through the day. This is Breathe Again. It's magnificent. I start the day with abundance. We talked about that. I absolutely start the day with sacred frankincense. For my skin, which is a large system of our body, right? And I do a lot of work with people. And so I'm kind of always on. My kids are in school virtually. Brain power. This blend is magnificent. And so what you'll find is with Young Living, these blends have names that kind of go towards the function, right? What you might use it for. And I love that because that makes it easy for me. Special populations. So can you use oils during pregnancy? I used oils during pregnancy, after, before. There are some oils that may affect hormones, and there are some that they recommend, that women who are pregnant, always check with your provider, always have a conversation with your provider. It's very important that this is another one of my points of advocacy for people I work with. You have to have a voice, and that is with products you use, right? You get to choose, but also with the providers. So always, have a conversation about what you're using, and questions that you have. Also on children, we talked about this. What I love about Young Living is that, yes, I can use the regular oils that I use on myself for my children, but they also have a children's line. And here you see Tummy Jize and you see Genius. And so if we're having a day where my two boys are just at it, I might go get like a peace and calming, oil, and put that in the diffuser. And the environment, the atmosphere changes. If we're having a little trouble with, doing geometry or algebra, with that sixth grader, then I might just take a little bit of Genius and rub that on the back of his shoulders and give him some words of encouragement so I can change the atmosphere, so I can give him some health benefits that he needs, right? We talked about this, sun sensitivity. Some of those more citrus oils are photosensitive, and so we have to be careful with that. And what about medical conditions? Essential oils if you have a medical condition. So again, I'm always going to recommend that you have a team of health providers. You can have your, primary care doctors, you can have naturopaths, you can have aromatherapists, you can have nurses, you can have lots of different providers. But let me tell you about Young Living essential oils, therapeutic grade oils. And so if it comes from the plant, right? We talked about all these different places that it comes from, and how it benefits our bodies. And so I share with all people, about these oils, even those that have medical conditions. And I mean, let's face it, right now, we are dealing with people with the SAD diet, right? The American, diet we eat. not so well and don't move. So there are a lot of medical conditions, but we need to have good products that have good benefits. Okay, we talked about that. We've talked about some of these oils too. So frankincense and lavender, peppermint. This is just a picture of a frankincense tree. It supports the circulatory system. We're going to move through these pretty quickly here. Lavender is like the Swiss Army knife, right? It's very versatile. Cleanses the air, great for skin. And of course, most people know it for calming and relaxing benefits. Peppermint is cooling. You can use it to liven the room. You can use it after a good workout. It's very purifying and it supports the respiratory system. And then you've got these three, these, purification and stress away. All different blends that help with cleansing and purifying, even good on the skin. Stress Away was one of my favorite when I started. Very good grounding oil. And of course, these. Then we have lemon and copaiba and Panaway. All very good for the body and for the skin. Lemon is fantastic for the immune system. There's Digize and RC. Now, Digize is such an interesting oil. So it supports the digestive system. And when I say that works, it works. Like my children know if they even have like a little, twinge in their stomach from something they've eaten, they're asking for Digize or Tummy Jize, and they're good to go. I love it that they ask for the oils, something that's good and pure for their body. And Panaway is a blend of clove and helichrysum and peppermint and wintergreen. Such a great oil that supports circulation. So I just wanted to have one slide. I know we need to wrap up here. One slide that shows you different ways to support a system. This is the brain and nervous system. So essential oils that support the brain. You see brain power, peppermint, cedarwood, clarity, lemon, lavender, vetiver, neroli, common sense, and frankincense. The oils that are in the pink color or the purplish color, they're oils that come in that premium starter kit, right? And the everyday oils. And then there are also supplements that Young Living has that supports this same system, the brain and nervous system, like the Ningxia Red. And then this is just because I'm in wellness, foods, right? We still have to take care of our dietary needs, foods that help the same system. And that's how we like to approach it from a systems perspective. I'm sure we can make these slides available, to you. Ms. Gail can do that. These are other systems of the body, the circulatory body system, and oils that are beneficial to it, skeletal, muscular. And in all of these different systems, you're going to have oils that are in the everyday kit that you can use. And that's my recommendation, that you start with like a premium starter kit or an everyday kit, oils that you can use just about every day of your life for anything. Other products that are here. And so the next few slides are just going to be some things that are fun and products that I really like. My children have diffusers in their rooms so that at night we start to do our bedtime routine. I can get them down at the right time, right? More about the KidSense line. And we talked about just cleaning the air. So again, this is just the starter kit. What I like about this is that you're getting, 11 bottles of therapeutic grade oil for like $70, and you get a diffuser also. Remember, each bottle is going to have about 90 drops of oil in it, 90 applications. Okay, and so it's easy to order. So Ms. Gail is going to have some directions. I'm sure she's going to post some ways that you can get these products in your house, get these in your hands, in your homes, for your family, and start seeing the benefits, right, in your life. So love it, share it, repeat it. This is me at the farm, and you're going to see people, that I'm in a group with. These, some of these people shared with me, and some of these people I shared with. And now, we're a community going out to share with others and change lives. And that's what it's all about. You got to journey with people, get you some good people, and keep going forward together. So if you have questions.
You were fantastic, Brandy. Thank you so much. The information was solid. I'm not sure if we have any questions, but that's all right. Persons can always come back or send us the questions, and we will post them to you, and we would share. And our plan is definitely to keep the conversation and the education on essential oils going. It's a lot. I know persons just used it. For those who are not in aromatherapy and that kind of thing, they might have used it in some diffusers and so on. But to get the information, the education that you've shared tonight to talk about the entire system and how they can help your entire system and help. I mean, we've been going through some stressful times, how to change the environment, how to change our atmosphere, how to add some oils in there and do some diffusing. We have a lot of persons who might have asthma, tightness of chest, breathing, respiratory problems, and some of us are repeating those respiratory problems over and over again. Perhaps this is time to add some essential oils, diffusing them and so on in your environment to see how that can help with your health. So we are here, WelchWear Beauty. We are here to help support you on your essential oils journey. And we have our big sister, Brandy, who is our sponsor, WelchWear Beauty sponsor when it comes to essential oils. So even if we have to arrange, another session like this, another one-on-one or a group session, we definitely will be doing that to help you get the kind of to start you on the journey and get the kind of relief that you need, that essential oils can help as you introduce them into your health and wellness regime. We do have in store lavender oils. We have peppermint, we have lemon, we have tangerine, we have frankincense. She loves frankincense. So we do have some oils in store, and I like how Brandy shared earlier that they are not the diluted oils that you're just getting the fragrant water. These are actual essential oils. So yes, they do cost more, but they go a long way. A little, 1 or 2 drops go a long way. So again, invest in your health and your wellness. And we at WelchWear Beauty, we are happy to help you get started. All right. Happy to get started. Brandy, thank you so much. We will definitely be in touch with you, and we will be sharing some more information with our followers. Well, thank you so much for joining me right here on this special Essential Oils 101 webinar. I believe that we've given you some great food for thought, and we look forward to serving you at WelchWear Beauty Store, upstairs, King Plaza, Culmer Rock, St. Michael. Our telephone number, 832-7008, and our email address, WelchWearBeauty@gmail.com.